And a look at Ottawa this hour. So Canada is the latest country to ban flights from Britain over concerns about a COVID-19 mutation that's spreading in southeastern England. The temporary move comes after Prime Minister Justin Trudeau took advice from the Incident Response Group. That's an inner circle of cabinet ministers and officials that includes Health Minister Patty Hajdu, Transport Minister Marc Garneau, and Canada's top doctor, Theresa Tam. No cases linked to this new strain have been identified in Canada, but in a statement, the government says it is implementing measures to allow further time to investigate the issue. The statement goes on to say these include a 72-hour suspension of all commercial and private passenger flights from the United Kingdom, effective midnight, and secondary screening of all travelers who arrived in Canada from the United Kingdom in the last day, covering the period Saturday into Sunday. We're watching for further possible international action this morning. The European Council, representing the EU's 27 nations, are meeting in Brussels right now as the list of countries issuing their own travel bans on Britain grows. Dominic Velitis is in Bristol, England, tracking all the developments for us. So Dominic, you know, the UK, it's effectively isolated from the rest of the world right now because of this new strain. What is the latest?
Well, as you say, Ash, EU member states are meeting right now to discuss how to respond collectively to this new variant of coronavirus, which Britain's Health Secretary Matt Hancock said yesterday was out of control and responsible for a surge of cases in parts of England. An EU-wide coordinated response is on the table. What that may be exactly, if it has any further impact on travel to and from the UK, we'll have to wait and see. But certainly several European countries, including France, Germany and Italy, have already announced temporary bans on flights from the United Kingdom. Countries from beyond the European Union's borders have also introduced new restrictions on UK travel. Asha, Turkey and Switzerland have halted flights. Others like Israel, Iran, Argentina, Morocco and Kuwait are all introducing restrictions as well. In all, Asha, more than 20 countries have taken action now or on the verge of taking action, a measure, I think, of the alarm that is growing about this new strain of coronavirus. Asha.
You mentioned alarm, but there's also a particular concern in Britain over the French stance on this issue. The government in Paris has gone one step further, right?
Yeah, that's right, it has. It's suspended all travel links to the UK, including freight trucks, for a period of 48 hours. Now, the port of Dover, which is on Britain's south coast and sees about 10,000 trucks pass through every single day, is now closed to outbound traffic. Although freight coming in from France will be allowed, there are fears that drivers just won't make that trip in case they get stuck here in the United Kingdom. They have been advised to find other routes back into the continent, but that will be financially unviable for many. The authorities, Asha, are warning of serious traffic disruption in and around the port in the coming hours and days. Retailers, meanwhile, say we could see potential shortages of fresh foods as a result of this suspension. It is worth pointing out, Asha, that this only affects accompanied freight, things like trucks with drivers, and that the vast majority of goods coming into the United Kingdom, about 80% of it, in fact, is classed as unaccompanied freight, like containers. That said, the government is worried, especially if the French decide to extend the extension beyond the initial 48-hour period. Later today, Boris Johnson, Britain's Prime Minister, will chair an emergency COBRA meeting at Downing Street to discuss the situation further. Asha.
Okay, we'll check in with you again soon. Thanks, Dominic.